can you please tell us who is Murewa Ayodele? I love saying your last name, by the way. I don't know why. It just rolls off my tongue really nicely. I love it. Ayodele, Ayodele, Ayodele. I love it.
She's lying. She likes saying your whole name. She's been doing it.
Murewa Ayodele. But please tell us about yourself. Where did you start? What are some funny, like, my mom probably tried to kill me a little bit stories because I wasn't supposed to be doing what I was supposed to be doing. Like anything, your upbringing, anything that you got, I'm curious, extremely.
Um, I, 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 I hope we're not going to be here all night if I start talking about who Murewa Ayodele
You
is.
up late enough as it is,
Uh,
sir. Okay.
yeah. I think first of all, my name is Murewa Ayodele. I think I'm the last child of a pastor and a school principal. So,
He's a preacher's
I,
kid. Let's go.
so I think I've always been vocal, even when I try not to be. You know, in the children's church, they would force you like, oh yeah, the pastor's kid, you should be the one to talk. You should be this, you should be that. So it came with a lot of pressure to, sometimes in school, you know, you would have teachers that are like church members, and then they would say you're supposed to behave this way, you're supposed to act this way. So there's always that pressure, and I was always acting out as well. Just like I can
He
do
is
whatever I
telling no
want to do.
lies. I'm here to tell you, he is telling no lies. As a preacher's kid, yeah, they have these
Mm,
expectations.
mm,
Yeah.
So you will behave. That's a lie. It's all a lie.
y'all would never get in trouble. Y'all are the first ones to start something. The first ones to start some type of
You jumping
trouble.
over pews, having races, and say, "Go!" What are you doing?
Terrible.
so but okay, but very early on, I was always falling ill. I was always sick, and then they found out that I had tetralogy of Fallot, which was basically an heart deformity. There was a hole in my heart, and my parents could not afford it. um, the surgery was not done anywhere in Nigeria at the time. The closest place they could do it was in Ghana, and it was going to be they were going to put a shunt there. And it would have to be replaced every 5 years. So my parents were like, okay, one, it's still expensive. Two, every 5 years, like that's too risky. What if you can afford it 5 years from now? Is it like
That part.
gone?
Yeah.
So and then they're like, okay, there's a permanent surgery. There's a permanent surgery that they could do, but
Mhm.
that would be in Israel. And so it's like, okay, but it was super super expensive. So I think one night, my dad wrote a letter soliciting for help, and my mom woke up at night to see him writing the letter, read the letter, and was in tears reading the letter. So I think the letter was that moving. And the at the time Nigeria was under military rule.
Mhm.
So um it means if a leader was extremely wicked, he could do a lot of bad things
Yeah.
scot free. But if you're also kind, you could also do a lot of good
Good.
too,
Mm.
without inhibition, because it's basically like all
He
power,
he can do whatever he wants. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the time, the wife of the governor, I think Obi, was organizing like a party for the children of the state. So my dad sent my sister and myself with that letter. So, and when my sister found the chance, where the security was a little lapse,
Mhm.
rushed for the governor's wife, but the security just stopped that. But
Yeah.
the wife of the governor saw that. I was like, okay, let me see the letter.
Like relax. You.
Then she read, and then she read the letter. She was moved. She was like, okay, she's going to help sponsor the child, and but it has to go through a lot of things. So at the end of the day, it has to go through some people because of the corruption there too. They would also take their own cuts, take their own cut. So the money that eventually got to my parents still wasn't enough.
Mm.
So
What?
then
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow.
you don't. How do you go back to say, "Oh yeah, we need more money"? It's
What?
crazy stuff. So, but
Wow.
my aunt was a nurse in the biggest hospital in the country at the time, UCH. I forgot the full thing, but it's in Ibadan, the largest city in West Africa.
Mm.
So she found a, an NGO that were transporting people to Israel to
Mm.
do the surgery.
Mm.
So, but all you needed to do was, I think, pay for the flight tickets or something. So, oh, my parents were like, oh, that we can afford, basically,
Yeah.
especially with the money we got from the. So, with that extra money, we even paid for some other people's flights
That's
as
awesome.
well. Like, so instead of just ours and everything.
That's
So,
awesome.
uh, so that was how we were able to. I was good. I went to Israel, and then the whole fiasco thing came where after the surgery, I died for like 4 hours as well.
You better not let me look at him by myself. You better open your camera.
Oh my god! Like
You dare.
okay, I
so
like I.
This man is a living superhero. Okay.
so you could understand what my mother was going through, like after all this stress, this emotional journey, this fight to save this kid, and you eventually get to Israel. They do the surgery is successful, and then you go inside the room to visit the kid, and the kid dies right in front of you. So it was just crazy.
Wow.
So she was praying, she was doing
Wow.
everything, and everything. And then 4 hours later, I was resuscitated, and she was scared for
Pause.
three
I'm
days.
Yeah.
sorry.
No. He.
I'm.
You heard it right.
You can't gloss over 4
4 hours.
hours.
Yes. So that was when she was looking
What?
for. She was crying, saying that I came here with I came here with a kid alive. I'm not going to go back with a dead kid. She kept repeating
No.
that. She kept repeating that. So, and that's when someone came with that. Oh, like, do you want a drink? Like, okay, yeah, we can give you Sprite. And she's like, no, I don't want a drink. And then she said, oh, I want a Bible. I want a Bible. And then they gave her a Bible written in Hebrew. And she's like, I can't read anything here. I know she had to go to meet maybe some other Nigerians or something that were at the hospital, give me something that I can read. And then she started praying and stuff, different stuff. So yeah, that's that was the entire
Wow.
story. So um came
I,
back, but came
So
back, but
I think we need a sound button. We need a sound button as loud. Just say, bruh. There's no
I
other word for it. There's no
wait,
other
wait.
word for it.
That's all I got. That's all I got is the gasp. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, not even that you're fully functionally cognitive. No, you're not. You're not really okay. Like, so
that,
I work with animals. I oh Lord, anesthesia is a thing that I work with. I'm just a so when you see animals come out of anesthesia, it's not always the smoothest of returning to this plane of existence. 4 hours, and you was not 4 hours. Good
that
Lord,
I think
I
my sister to date. That's what inspired a particular issue of Storm I wrote. My sister to date says, "Oh, my personality changed. Like the Murewa that returned is definitely not the Murewa that went to Israel. That I'm definitely." But my parents, everybody else, tried to gloss over the fact that it's probably because I was always sick, but now I'm not always sick.
uh,
So
oh,
that's
you're
probably
more
that
energetic
this
and your personality is bigger. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, but But my sister to date says, "Are you sure you remember anything like before? Are you sure you're not like another kid that we brought over, and something, like he said, like my personality is actually extremely different. She still says it to dates. Like it's not like, oh, how sisters always tease you like, oh, you're adopted and we found you in a bin or something. No, like she's been
Listen,
serious. Like, are
that's
you really sure you are the kid that left? That kind of thing.
It's so weird. It's
So
almost like during the 4 hours, God took you up and said, "We need to finish his wiring." Yeah,
yeah.
finish.
We forgot to put one more.
There was a circuit board missing, wasn't it, Jacob? You forgot the circuit board, Jacob.
Whoop, my bad.
We
I
got to
forgot.
get it
I forgot
together.
to solder in that one key piece to
There was
keep
a
everything
wire
together.
missing. There was a wire not linked up.
Oh my God.
Sir,
Oh
sir,
so
you are a. You know what? Was it Tafar? I said it. God sent him back to write about the goddess.
my. Oh,
yeah, I saw that comment too.
facts,
That's on point. That
facts,
is on point.
facts.
That is.
Oh, and some. I mean, you have several books that deal with the
Exactly. A
Mhm.
other
lot of it that has to
worlds.
do with death and resurrection.
Yeah.
Finally,
Oh,
theme of it. Jeez, I saw it. And I'm a scrub. You talking
I
about?
mean, Jesus.
I, this man has his stories show vision, and if you look at all the stories, don't take your current life for granted because it's not the only one you've got.
Exactly, exactly. There's always like this looming threat of death and
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff, which is as a kid is something I've always grown up with. When you're told you're terminally ill from a very young age, kids shouldn't have to think about their death that early. So, and even like after the surgery, it's still something that's when I fall ill, my parents are usually extra
Hovering.
panicky,
Do
you
you?
know, and then you're like, did they tell them something that they're not telling me?
Mm,
Especially when I got to the age 19, they started asking me questions like, how do you feel? How do this? And I think my sister told me later that, one of the things they told them was that at age 19, I might see like a serious drop in my health or something. So they were just watching me. So even till now, if maybe let's say I fall sick, I have a migraine or something, you can always see that fear in their eyes. Like, is this the one that takes him away? So it's a constant thing. So it affects my writing. Like, I think there was a time that I had to explain to like Tom Brewer a little, like, there's a reason why I send scripts. I should wait till I'm done with all 20 pages before I send the script. But there's a reason why if I write 10 pages, I still send it anyway.
mm.
Is because I'm like, yeah, if anything happens to me, I want you to at least have the first 10 pages. So stuff like that. So even if I send the 20 pages, I might
Oh,
edit some stuff and send again, like just in case anything happens, at least you have that to
Yeah.
work with or something.
okay.
So it's a constant thing that,
Lord,
and
she's
it's not like I'm
teaching
sick or
it.
anything. Like I'm of good health, but I'm used to it. I'm used to always thinking that way.
She is taking off the headband, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
have
This is a
to.
blasphemous act that she
I
has
have
committed.
to.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Yeah.
so uh,
Go. Please go because just go. Whatever. Just say.
so so but before before I went, I skipped a little part before I went for the surgery because I was like dying super fast, basically, and it was because it's related to the heart. So I was running out of oxygen, respiration, and all the stuff. So they needed a way to stop me from being active. So what they could do was get me a video game.
Mm,
It's so if it stays put and it's just playing video games, and some so gradually I was like put into like geek culture, basically to save my life kind of thing. So, when I came back, I continued to have affinity for video games, for cartoons,
hmm.
and my parents got more and more comfortable, they got promoted at work, some government policies, there are some points then the autocratic leadership changed to a democratic one.
Mm-hmm.
Some wives of presidents are like, let's increase the salaries of government workers, you know, stuff like that. So they became gradually more comfortable, they got promoted, the country became better. So then you got access to cable, and through cable you could
Oh
watch things
Lord,
like
here we
Cartoon
go.
Network and Nickelodeon. So that's when I was like, yeah, I'm hooked. It was always Samurai Jack every time.
Oh, dude.
I loved Samurai Jack
Commence
so
the
much.
nerd pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. The nerd
You
pipeline
know,
has been opened.
Dex, Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Danny Phantom came later, My Life as a Teenage Robot,
Yeah.
all those kind of shows. I was
Oh
like,
man.
yes,
You
this
got
is
the
what,
golden age too, man. You got the golden age
yeah,
of cartoons.
He
this
didn't
is
say
what I want
Johnny
to do.
Bravo. I'm offended.
Yeah. I, I I like Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo was very popular in Nigeria. I think especially when someone has like serious upper body, is big upper body but has
Skinny
short legs
waist.
or is
Mhm.
thin, they insult you and say it's Johnny Bravo, So
Oh my gosh.
so if it's
Oh,
anybody with skinny legs or something, like oh Johnny Bravo,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Kenny
Yeah, I've watched
Tartakovsky is
Primal.
is the
yeah.
goat.
Yeah, I
That
watched
man is
Primal.
the goat.
Primal
He's the one
is
that, yeah,
genius
uh,
too.
like you would see elements of Tartakovsky in my writing, especially in things like Akogun Brutalizer of Gods,
Hmm.
where you see Akogun fighting the Ninkinanka. That's basically Primal fighting a dinosaur.
Yeah.
In Storm, in Storm,
Mm.
especially issue 2, in Storm, especially issue 2, you would see some sequences where there are no dialogue. Everything just goes quiet and silent. That's Tartakovsky. Those are things you will see in Samurai Jack, where you just see Samurai Jack just eating alone or walking somewhere, and there's just no dialogue except the crunch of his sandals on sand. So things like that. So those were the formative years, and the weirdness came from shows later like Adventure Time. I really
Hmm.
liked Adventure Time. So, and you would see
Girl, calm
all
down.
those elements for
Calm down.
like
Okay.
Oh my god, can
you
we
would see
do
elements,
Titans like for real? Like I was gonna geek out entirely, Lance. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
so you would see elements of like the cosmic and stuff like in this story, the affinity for things like eternity, oblivion, those stuff because of stuff like Adventure Time. Adventure Time focuses on stories on Earth. They're geeking out, and then suddenly, you see the is it the leech or and Gulp and different of these cosmic entities,
Hmm.
and you see how they interact and how their actions affect the little things on the land of U. So
Hmm.
those are the kind of things that would expect in grand scales in Storm. So yeah.